friends entered the forgotten mining town of Raven Hollow. They thought it was just another adventure. But as the sun disappeared, whispers echoed from boarded houses, and shadows followed them in the empty streets. What they found inside the church basement was not human, and it wanted them to stay forever. The Ravenwood Motel sat quietly along an abandoned stretch of highway in Pennsylvania. Built in the 1960s, it was once a buzzing stop for travelers, but by the 2000s, its glory had long faded. The paint was peeling, weeds grew through cracked asphalt, and only a few desperate truckers stayed overnight. Locals warned never to check in after dark. They whispered that the rooms were cursed. Mika Carter, a 23-year-old college dropout, didn't believe in curses. She was on her way to Pittsburgh for a fresh start, but her car broke down on a stormy night. With no cell signal and rain slamming down, the flickering neon sign of Ravenwood Motel felt like salvation. Inside, the lobby reeked of mildew. A man with hollow eyes and a crooked smile sat behind the desk. His name tag read Mr. Harlow. Without asking much, he handed her a key. Room 6. The hallway was dim. The carpet was damp beneath her shoes, and the wallpaper peeled like decaying skin. When Mika entered room 6, she instantly felt the temperature drop. The lights flickered once, then steadied. She shrugged it off, throwing her soaked backpack onto the bed. But the first sign of wrongness came when she turned on the bathroom sink. The water sputtered dark red before clearing. Mika gagged, assuming it was rust. Then she noticed something carved into the bathroom mirror. "Don't stay past midnight." At first, she thought it was some prank. But when she tried to wipe it away, the letters didn't smudge. They were etched deep into the glass. By 11:45 p.m., the storm worsened, thunder shook the walls, and the TV in her room turned on by itself, static hissing, then faint voices bleeding through. Mika pressed the power button, but it refused to shut off. The voices grew clearer. A woman's whisper, "Leave before he comes." Her chest tightened. She grabbed her backpack and headed for the door, but it wouldn't open. The lock jammed. She pulled and kicked, but it stayed stuck as if something on the other side was holding it shut. The whispers turned into screams, and in the static on the TV, a shadowy figure appeared, tall, faceless, moving closer to the screen. Mika stumbled backward, her breath sharp, as the figure raised its arm. On the walls of the room, words appeared in dripping black, "Stay with us." The clock hit 12 a.m. And then, silence. The TV went dark. The storm outside stopped. For a moment, everything felt frozen. Mika's ears rang with the emptiness. Slowly, she reached for the door again. This time, it opened with ease. She bolted into the hallway, but it wasn't the same. The hall stretched longer than before, with doors on both sides, endlessly repeating. The exit sign glowed red in the distance, but no matter how fast she ran, it never got closer. Behind her, the sound of dragging footsteps echoed. A deep voice growled through the corridor, "You shouldn't have stayed." Mika's heart pounded. She sprinted, but the hallway warped like a maze. Doors slammed shut one by one, and the lights overhead flickered until only darkness remained. She pressed herself against the wall, trembling. The footsteps drew closer, slow and deliberate. When the lights flickered back, she saw him, a towering figure in a motel uniform, his face hidden beneath a cracked mask. His name tag, rusted and blood-stained, read, "Harlow." Mika gasped, realizing the man at the front desk wasn't alive at all. The figure raised a hand, long fingers stretching toward her face. Darkness swallowed everything. Mika woke on the damp carpet of room 6. For a moment, she thought it had all been a nightmare. The rain still tapped against the window. The bed sat untouched. The bathroom door hung slightly open, and the carved warning on the mirror glistened in the dim light. But then she noticed the clock. 12:01 a.m. Her stomach dropped. Time hadn't moved. A knock rattled the door. Not a polite knock, a pounding. Heavy and urgent. "Room service," a voice croaked. It was Mr. Harlow's voice. Mika froze. She didn't answer. The knocking grew louder until the entire door shook. Suddenly, the knob twisted on its own. She shoved a chair under the handle just as it burst inward. A hand gray, swollen, with broken nails reached through the crack, grasping for her. Screaming, Mika grabbed the bedside lamp and smashed it against the hand. The arm withdrew, and the knocking stopped. She gasped for air, tears streaming. But when she turned around, the TV flickered back on. This time, it didn't show static. It showed her standing in room 6, terrified, holding the broken lamp. She saw herself on the screen in real time. Then, slowly, another figure appeared behind her reflection. She spun around. The room was empty. The figure on the screen whispered, "You can't escape. You belong here now." Desperate, Mika rushed to the window and tried to pry it open. It was painted shut. Behind her, the bathroom door creaked wider. A shadow crawled along the floor, long and spider-like. Mika bolted into the hallway again, but it was the same endless corridor as before. This time, though, doors opened one by one as she passed, revealing horrifying scenes. Blood-soaked beds, faceless guests staring at her, children whispering in unison, "Stay forever." Her legs burned as she ran. Finally, she spotted a staircase at the far end. She lunged toward it, flying down the steps two at a time. The lobby was dimly lit, the front desk covered in dust and cobwebs. Behind it, a ledger lay open. Mika flipped through trembling pages. The names of guests filled every line, but each name ended with the same word, deceased. And the last entry read, Mika Carter, room 6. Her blood ran cold. Behind her, the lobby bell dinged. Mr. Harlow stood at the desk, his face pale and cracked like porcelain, eyes black pits. "You checked in," he rasped. "No one checks out." He lunged across the counter. Mika ran for the exit, shoving the door open, but outside, the highway was gone. Instead, a vast black void stretched endlessly, swallowing the world. She fell to her knees, screaming. The motel loomed behind her, its neon sign flickering. "Welcome to Ravenwood. Vacancy forever." The faceless guests emerged from the shadows. Surrounding her, Mr. Harlow stood in front, tilting his head. "You'll make a fine addition." Her screams echoed into the void as the neon light sputtered one last time, and then silence. The Ravenwood Motel still stands. Travelers claim the neon sign flickers on stormy nights. Some say they hear screams from room 6. Others swear the guest book still waits for the next name. Like and subscribe to Dark Zone if you dare.